Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. It's a new day, another opportunity to either make money in the market or to just learn from the market. But y'all, first, let me go ahead and give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. With that being said, let's get started. We are looking at the VIX, y'all, and as you can see, this 1440 looks like we got rejected, came down, tried to go back up, back to the down. So as of now, our pre-market support for the VIX is around 1423. Resistance is around 1426, not far away, right? 1424, not far away. So where are the trouble places? If by chance the VIX get back above, I would say this 5 EMA at 1425, we could possibly have trouble at 1421. 1431, let me rephrase that, 1437, and then back at this 1440 area. Now to the downside, if we lose the support around the 1420 area, just know we can find support again at 1416 and again here at 1411. Now this 20 EMA is here at the 1408. That could very well be an area of support for the VIX. And the reason why I look at the VIX is because it kind of gives me an idea of what's going on with the SPY. Normally when the VIX is down, the SPY is up. I said normally. Nothing is guaranteed, right? So we are now looking at the SPY, and the SPY closed at 604.21. And what's interesting is, I'm going to zoom out to the 1 hour chart for a moment. I like to look at the 30-minute chart, but I wanted to point something out again. The SPY is back in this zone that we have been in. This is on 6.9. Here we are again at 6.11, again here at 6.12. This one is at 6.13. Now at 6.16 we are, or 12.16, we are back at this area here. So what's important is if are we going to break past these levels of resistance, right? So normally I would set an alert to let me know it's above the 606.28 area. If we can break this area, we have broken out of this area here, which was, in my opinion, a very strong resistance area. So that's something to be mindful of. Now, back to the downside, if we again lose that 605.33 area, we have broken out of the zone that we have been in on those days also. So that's something to be mindful of if you trade the SPY today. So I always say, where are the trouble places, right? So we know our support is around 605.33, and our resistance area as of now is 605, let's say 79 or 605.80 area. We need to watch that. However, breaking above the 606.01, we could possibly have trouble at 606.20, 606.54, 606.80, 606.99, and 607.29. Those are going to be trouble places to the upside for the SPY. Now, to the downside, we have a lot of support in this area here. So breaking under, I would say this 605.29 area, we could very well find support here at 604.94. If we should break that 604.69, and if we break that area 604.32 and 604.22, those are going to be support areas, and 603.93. And I just came back to this gathering spot here. So if you trade the SPY today, those are places to the upside and to the downside that I would definitely watch for support and resistance. Now, Tesla is Tesla, y'all. We closed that 436.33. We have already made a pre-market high here of 444, and that was on the 15th, let's say. Yes. So today I always like to go to the 4 o'clock candle. This is our 4 o'clock candle. Tesla is around the 442.16 is a resistance area for us, which is really in this zone here. I'm going to see if I can mark that so we can see it. So as of now, Tesla is trading in this zone, and our resistance, we can put it here. So as of now, Tesla is, I'm going to get that off. I do that often. Tesla is trading in this zone, and that's support at around the 438.42, resistance at around the 442.29. Price is just gathered in this area. That's our gathering spot. So if we break this 442.20, and we could come back and retest this 444 area. So that's something to be mindful of. Tesla has been moving up. However, you know, let me rephrase that. That doesn't mean that we cannot come back to the downside. So where are the trouble places to the downside? Under 438 42, we can come back to this zone here, which is around 436, let's say 19 here. And if we break this level, we can come back and find support at the 434.54, which puts us right where this 50 EMA is. So we have to be careful in this area here under 436, let's say 436.19 down to the 434.54. We definitely need to watch that if you're trading Tesla today. Under 433.79, we could very well come back and retest 429.88 or 429.99. That's going to be a support area, or could be, let me rephrase that, could be a support area for Tesla. If we lose this area, we could very well come back and retest for 25.39 and breaking that level 422.07. And if we should break that, it brings us back to this gathering spot here, I would say around the 419.54. And now what's interesting is this 200 EMA is around that 419.29 or 419.30 area, which is right at a line that very close to a line that we already had marked. So if you trade Tesla today, those are areas to the upside and to the downside that I would very well pay close attention to. We are now looking at NVDA. NVDA closed at 134.25, and it seems as if price is trading, I would say, in this zone here. Support at around the 133.45, resistance, it would, let's say here at this 20 EMA 133.89, because I was going to mark this area here, which we already had marked at 133.70, and we just got rejected. Price is still back in that area, so technically this 133.70 was our resistance area. Now to the upside, where are the trouble places? Around the 134.04 area, and then again at 134.42. If we break that 134.50, which is not far from the 50 EMA here at the 134.76, if we break that 134.91, which is a strong resistance area in my opinion in this area here. So NVIDIA breaking above the 134.91, we could very well come back to the 135.67 area, 135.67 area, and find some resistance or very close to that, right? So 136.13, if we should break that level of 135.67, 136.13 or 136.17, I would definitely watch that. Now we do have a few layers of resistance, so if we should break that 136.17, 136.42, again here at 136.67 and 137.03, those are could be trouble places for NVIDIA back to the upside. What's interesting is we're trading in a zone, so it could go in either direction, right? So back to the downside, breaking under this level 133.44, we can come back to 132.85, breaking that 132.29, and if we should break that 131.81, and if we break that level 131.58, under that 131.18, those are trouble places to the upside and to the downside for NVIDIA. And keep in mind, I look at support and resistance on a much smaller scale, because when I'm in the trade, I need to know where my trouble places are, right? So we are now looking at Apple, and I wanted to mark this area here for Apple just to show the zones that Apple has been trading in. As of now, this is our area, or our gathering spot, as I like to say. Pre-market support is around 248.53. We have resistance around the 248.99. Apple is trading in this area. Now trouble places, if back to the upside, breaking above the 248.99, we could very well have trouble here at 249.21. If we break the 249.21, 249.29, which is not far, right? So that is an area of resistance for Apple. And if we should break that 249.51, and breaking the 249.51 brings us back to that 249.55 area. So those are places to the upside for Apple. Now to the downside, breaking under 248.51, we could very well find support here around 248.29, and if we break that area, we can find support again at 248.07. If we break the 248.07, we could very well come back to 247.76. Now, if we break the 247.76, we can come back to 247.51, which is not far from the ATR trail and stop. So we definitely need to watch the 247.51, 247.56 area for Apple. Breaking that, we could very well come back to the 247.23. So if you trade Apple today, those are places to the upside and to the downside. I would definitely keep a watch on. Again, not financial advice. So we are now looking at AMD. AMD closed at 126.91. Looks like we are trading in this zone here. We're breaking out of an area here. So price is basically was trading in this area here. We are under that now, and is now our resistance, which was our support. So where are the trouble places for AMD as of now? The 127.37 breaking beyond that could have trouble around 128.01. Beyond the 128.01 area, 128.36 is the ATR trailing stop as of now. At 128.36, if we should break that, 129.24, 129.72, 130.24, and 130.64. Breaking that 131.14. If we break that 131.14 for AMD, we could come back and retest 131.82. Now to the downside, we could very well continue down and find support here around the 126.67. As you can see, we found support here once, and this area here, so that's twice. That's like a gathering spot here. We could very well come here and move back up or continue to the downside. So I would watch that 126.67. Under that level, 126.29. And under that, I would watch around the 125.69. If we break the 125.69, 125.27, that's where the body of these candles are here, around the 125.27. And if we break that 124.77. So if you trade AMD today, those are places to the upside and to the downside that I would definitely watch. I want to look at Mara just to see where we are today. So Mara made a high of our 4 o'clock candle here is at 24.10. We've come off of that. Looks like it's declining. It's moving to the downside. And where the trouble places, if we break under this level here of 23.07, which is the 50 EMA, we could very well come back and find support at 22.87. If we break the 22.87, we can come back to 22.78. If we break that level, 22.73 could be a support area. And if we break that level, 22.63 could be another support area, which is kind of like where this candle is. So I would definitely, if I traded Mara today under 22.47, I would watch it, because we can come back to 22.30 and breaking that level 22.16, which is down here. So it looks like it's trying to come down. However, we could very well find support here and move back to the upside. I say so often, y'all, in the market, anything is possible. Nothing is guaranteed. Now, with Mara, if we break this 22.16, we could very well come back to this 21.79. So those are going to be places to the downside that I would definitely watch for Mara. Now, if by chance we go back to the upside and break back above this 24.10 area, we can come back to 24.67 and have a little trouble in that area. So if you trade Mara today, y'all, trade carefully, and once it goes against your why, get out. I say so often, y'all, live to trade another day, right? So I'm going to go back and look at the SPY just to see where we are, and it seems like we're still finding our resting area of support around the 605.54. So I would definitely watch that area, y'all. So listen, I say so often, anything is possible, nothing is guaranteed. Pay attention to your charts, and once it goes against your why, get out. However you use your stop losses, if that's a mental loss, or however whatever you choose to use, just make sure you have the discipline to execute that and get out, right? So again, I hope these videos are very, very helpful. I hope that everyone have a very profitable and a very, very productive day today. If you could, please like, share, comment, subscribe, because we learn and we grow together, y'all. So until next time, be blessed as well as a blessing unto others.